Assalamu alaikum. I know a lot of people are going to be really mad and triggered at this video, but I want to talk some truth for non-Muslims, including myself, who until recently, in the last few years, was not Muslim, and I was not raised Muslim. One of the biggest critiques about Islam in today, and especially from non-Muslim families that I have experienced and heard and thought of myself, is that we've heard that Prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old. Some people debate that she was 9. Some people debate that she was older. Whatever the age, too young, right, is the argument. And I remember going to an Islamic Muslim site as a non-Muslim, and asking this question and saying, whoa, isn't he a pedophile? And instead of answering my question with knowledge, the person, whoever is on this website, came back with hate. And they started swearing at me. This so-called Muslim told me that I need to learn and I need to check myself and I'm going to hell and all these things. And so I took a step back from Islam and I said, whoa, if this is what Islam is about, I don't want to be part of it. I was just asking a question because it looks bad and I'm hoping you could give me some enlightenment to explain this. So as a Muslim now, I'm going to read some of my thoughts that I've written down here, my notes along the journey to answer this question for people like me who are too scared to ask it because they're scared they're going to get yelled at by the Muslims. All right, so the Prophet first came 1400 years ago, right? This was a very different society. Since the beginning of the Prophet's time, there have been attacks on his character and hopes to discredit him. This particular facet was a non-issue back in the 7th century. This argument didn't come into play until the 21st century. So a biblical age example would be Mary. Now, it doesn't state specifically in the Bible how old she was. However, there have been many studies and they're debating that she is in her early teens, and Joseph is as well in his teens. Muhammad realized that he couldn't simply reform Arabic culture as a whole without making enemies or gaining powerful allies. At this time, the easiest way of forming alliances was through marriage. Muhammad knew it wouldn't be good enough to simply form a group of believers, and he had to be protected politically and through the military. The marriage initially was like other marriages at the time, began as a strategic alliance between Muhammad and his loyal friend and follower, Abu Bakr, the father of Aisha, his wife. In understanding the importance of the marriage as more of a forged alliance rather than a sexual attraction, we can gain more of a historically relative perspective to the reasoning behind why Muhammad married the woman he did. Another piece of information to take into consideration is reading Aisha's journals, which never once talked negatively about their relationship, leading us to believe that nothing was ever forced or abusive. A little bit of history that I didn't know that I learned from research is that Aisha was previously engaged to be married to someone else before she accepted Muhammad's engagement. So she herself chose, and her father chose Muhammad as the right choice for her. USA marriage laws until recently was 12 for a female, 14 for males, and originally English civil law until 1753. And by default, these provisions became the minimal marriage ages in colonial America. And I'm not arguing for these. That's not a good thing in today's day. But I'm just arguing that it's not as crazy as we think it is, because this happened all the time and it was looked at differently back then. So back then she was not a child if she had her menses, and women of all religions and cultures and societies back then married early. And so it's different than in today's day.